Right, it is 7 o'clock. Good evening, everybody. And we'll call this town council meeting to order. Today is Thursday, November 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And we will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Dustin, since you haven't seen us for a while, you want to lead us tonight?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Agenda pulled up here. I don't know where it went, but I will get it.
I'm trying to find mine too.
Okay, so I'll start off with roll call. Start to my left. Doug D. Smith. Here. Dean Renfro. Here. Kathy Burke.
Here,
Greg Tuholski.
Here.
Jeff Beachy is here. Town Marshal Steve Frame.
Here.
Clerk Treasurer Kathy Antonelli. Town Manager Mike Yoder.
Here.
Fire Chief Nick Cantz.
Good evening.
And I believe Legal Counsel Alex Bowman is
Not yet.
not yet. Okay. He will be joining us via Zoom. Okay. Agenda. Has everybody had a chance to review the agenda?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, any additions, corrections, or changes?
Nope.
Okay, if not, the agenda will stand as published. Next item on the agenda, approval of the invoices. Everybody had a chance to review the bills?
Yes.
Okay,
I make a motion, we approve the bill.
okay, motion by Kathy,
I'll second.
okay, second by Doug, open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Tuholski.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries. Next item, approval of the minutes. We have, let's see, meeting minutes from October 14th, work session, October 16th, council, executive session and council regular meeting, and November 6th, council regular meeting. So we had a chance to review those,
yes.
Yes.
okay? Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Greg,
I'll second.
second by Dean, open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Tuholski.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes, motion carries. Okay. We'll jump right into reports. Mike, what do you have for us tonight?
First up, a couple meetings back, we talked about the distribution of the opioid funds that we received, and we joined with the other municipalities and the county to help fund crisis center. So I've asked Kelly Lichty here from Oak Lawn, who manages the Goshen, I guess, to talk about it. And I think the crisis center, and you have a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
And Mr. Bowman has joined us.
Okay. Good evening, Alex.
All right.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me today. And of course, for the support for the crisis center. It's been great to see the community come together to fund something. So I was really happy when Mike reached out to ask for an update on how things are going. Last month, we celebrated our first year of having our crisis center up and running in Elkhart County, and open 24/7. So my name is Kelly Lichty. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Oak Lawn, and just going to give a brief update about that today. And again, just thank you for the contributions.
Absolutely.
So I think that's to sort of set the stage of why we are looking at adding new lines of service in the treatment for mental health disorders. I think we see a growing need, a changing need, and that we need systems that are more responsive. So probably not surprised to see these numbers, estimated 87,000 drug overdose deaths in 2024, suicide being the 11th leading cause of death. 1 in every 5 emergency department visits across the United States is related to a mental health or substance use concern. And I'm sure you guys are well aware of this next statistic that 20% of all 911 calls are related to, again, a mental health concern. And then kind of on the other side of that, the average wait time across the country is 48 days nationally from that moment you call to get an appointment. And you know that moment when you call often represents months and years of struggling with something before you're kind of ready to take that next step. So next slide.
Okay. Yep. This one?
Oh, yeah, okay. So in the last year, this is data through the end of September of the work that we've been able to do through our crisis services. These, of course, are new services for us. We're working to build a response system that parallels what we have, for other kinds of emergencies. So the kind of the tagline is someone to call, someone to go, and somewhere to go. So similar to 911, someone to call, someone to go, law enforcement or ambulance services, and then somewhere to go would be an emergency department, urgent care, one of those things. So we have built all these services out, and this year through the end of September in Elkhart County, we've taken 2,415 calls. And that's from individuals, concerned community members, loved ones, law enforcement. And I just realized I have the wrong number here. We've gone out in the community 534 times. So that's when, from the call, we've not been able to resolve it on the phone and have gone out. We go out with law enforcement or without law enforcement, kind of depending on the need. We screen for risk and make that decision. I did look, we've come to Bristol 7 times, sort of from January to the end of the year. And then, of course, our crisis center, which your funds helped open. So we've had 413 individuals that have come to the crisis center. So the next slide is about the team that works at the crisis center. And I'll just start with a story that kind of shows the importance of having team members with a different skill set to be available and be responsive. We had, one day I was in the office and I got a call from someone who lives locally, and he had just gotten a call. He'd been a long time estranged from his son. In his early 20s, his son had started developing symptoms of schizophrenia, sort of moved out west, was unhoused, and they had kind of lost touch with the family. 10 years later, he all of a sudden gets a call from a hospital that his son was there. And so he said, I'm going out on a plane to get him, to bring him back. What do we do? And so we just said, come to the crisis center and we'll figure it out from there. Because at the crisis center, we have medical staff, so we have nurses, medical assistants who can check vitals, provide basic medical care, assess sort of what the medical need is. We oftentimes are seeing individuals who haven't seen a doctor in years, have a lot of comorbid health conditions. We use peer support professionals with all of our crisis services. So these are individuals who they themselves are in recovery from a substance use disorder or a mental health condition, and they have gone through training to use their story to help others. We have master's level therapists who can provide brief intervention, can do an assessment and diagnose, and then connect to ongoing services. We have case managers who do a lot of connection to resources, so help people if they need help getting on insurance or help with housing or any of those things, and then urgent psychiatry services. So again, we can connect someone quickly to a psychiatrist. We often see individuals who maybe they're coming out of jail, and sometimes the jail only releases them with 3 to 5 days of medication, or they're off of their medication. They've just been discharged from somewhere, so we can start that back up again to keep them on medication. We also do medicated assisted treatment, which is for individuals who are at risk of overdosing from opioid use. So we can connect them to that psychiatrist in that moment to help get them on medication and save their life. Here's a picture of what the crisis center looks like. It's built to be welcoming and with safety in mind. So we have anti-ligature accommodations. The chairs and tables are weighted, so people can't throw them. But the model is that there's recliners, so people can stay at the crisis center for up to 23 hours. We have a shower, laundry, basic food services. Again, and then we're assessing and having a multidisciplinary team interact with them and help connect them to resources, stabilize what's going on, and sort of connect them. We also have a separate entrance for law enforcement. So a part of the role of these crisis services is to divert individuals from emergency departments and law enforcement when that's not needed. And so our goal is to have law enforcement be able to come in a separate door, drop the individual off, and be able to get right back out. So that's been working well as well. Here's some data that's really small and hard to read. Sorry. The top slide shows this is sort of the outcomes of individuals who've come in for crisis services. So you see the light blue there, 61, almost 62% of the time, we've been able to work with them, stabilize the situation, connect them to ongoing care. You'll see the dark blue is individuals where we've needed to escalate that to an inpatient facility. So those would be individuals who need more of a longer term acute psychiatric stay. So we work with centers around, we have our own acute hospital. And so we, some of those individuals we do escalate care for. 9% of the time, we're sending individuals to the emergency department. So again, like I mentioned, sometimes we have people with severe medical issues coming in where that needs to be taken care of before we can address the mental health concerns. And then the purple is 6.2% of the time we're connecting the individual to a substance use treatment facility. So that could be a detox center or a 28-day program for substance use.
Kelly, just a quick question.
Yeah.
On your inpatient, your acute facilities, you partner with other facilities around the area?
Mhm.
Okay, who are those, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, so neuropsych in Mishawaka, we end up sending a lot of individuals to Maple Behavioral Heights, sort of in the Fort Wayne area.
Okay,
Those are two of the most common.
okay.
Yeah,
And that Maple, that's just new, isn't it?
yeah, it's
They're
very.
just
new.
down off of Washington
Yep.
Center Road?
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
it's a new facility. They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great to work with
Okay.
and yeah.
Good, good.
Yep. And then on the bottom, you just see admissions to the crisis center over the year. I think we still have obviously room to grow. The most we've had is 72 in 1 month. We're actively out and talking to community partners and trying to make things known. And then down on the bottom, it shows sort of the age group of individuals that are coming into the crisis center. So we do have a specialized team that can work with youth and family. They can go out to the home and work and do intensive sort of parenting support and work with families in the home. But as you can see, the majority of individuals we're seeing are sort of in that 25 to 44 age range. And then the colors just let us know. We do a screening when they come in to let us know what the level of risk is to themselves or to others. And so light blue is low risk, and then pink would be our highest risk individuals that were likely keeping at the crisis center for a while, and then if needed, probably getting into an inpatient facility or a substance use facility. One of the great partnerships we have is with Goshen Hospital, and so we've been working with them to track their mental health admissions to the emergency department as our crisis services have grown. So you can see there in September at the very end, the top line is Goshen Hospital Emergency Department admissions for behavioral health need. And then in the middle line would be Oaklawn's mobile crisis team. And then the light blue line would be Oaklawn's crisis center. So yeah, we're hoping to see our services keep going up and the hospital to go down to really show that we're getting individuals to the right level of care and the right support and treatment that they need. And so then I put my contact information and our vice president's contact information. I'm happy to take any questions.
Questions from council?
Very
Good
thorough.
presentation.
Okay, well, thank you all
Very
so
nice.
much. It's great. And I actually live in Bristol, so really nice to be able to come tonight.
Yeah, well.
Thank you. Yeah,
Well, not a joke.
Oh.
Talk to you at some point in time.
Okay.
Reach out. Actually, can I give you my card?
Yeah, I'd love that. Yep. yeah, did we email before? Was it,
We might.
Mike, you had connected me with,
Yeah, I think so. We just haven't.
okay. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
thank you
you.
for what you're doing there, Kelly,
Yeah.
because it's only going to be more needed.
Mhm.
It's a need that's not going to go away. Mental health crisis is not declining.
Yeah.
It's on the rise, so I'm glad you're able to do what you're able to do with the funds we provide, so thank you
Yeah, thank
for
you.
what you
guys.
do, and thank you for the update tonight.
Yeah, anytime.
Drug use as well.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah. Okay,
Next, there's a requirement that that we show in the minutes that you have reviewed the TIF annual spending plan. You've actually reviewed this and approved it in the past, but this is just a step we have to do as part of the process. So you have now officially in the minutes reviewed the plan, so we can move on. Unless you have more questions about it. It's the same thing we talked about in budget.
Yep, okay.
Okay, next up is the street department, the new street department building and yeah, not quite ready for my pictures yet, sorry. And the build operate transfer program. So we interviewed the two finalists that we had, which was Mid-States and this JBK as the manager that was partnering with R. Yoder. So the committee is recommending JBK and R. Yoder after those interviews. And JBK and Dean's on that, and so is Jill. So I think they should share some of their thoughts as well as why we're recommending this. JBK really understands the build, operate, transfer, and I found out that we can use this for streets to build a street, and this allows us. In fact, JBK is looking at that as well. So we could use the build, operate, transfer option to seek qualified proposals, and then we get to choose the developer and the contractor instead of going through that bid process. So this is one way for us to know upfront who our street contractor will be. And so we base it on qualifications as well as price.
Okay.
So I think you understand the ramifications to us with that going forward. So I think with CCMG projects, we'll take a look at the BOT process, but that's a side note for this project. We're recommending this group, JBK. And so Alex, what is the next step? Do they just approve that recommendation or what is the next step? So other than, I would like you to hear from Dean. I mean, you were in the meeting as well, but otherwise, is there any other action they need to take tonight? I thought maybe they need to at least say, yes, we like the recommendation, move forward. Okay.
But did they have to do the print first? And
Right,
there's money
so,
involved there.
you know, one of the benefits of using this relatively simple project is that we learn this process. So yes, the next step is we'll be doing the scoping, the design, and get the guaranteed maximum price. And at that point, we can pull out. And our only investment is $10,000. We get to keep the print, the design, and we can go to another contractor if we choose to. So at the point that we know our guaranteed maximum price, then we can move forward. And with this group, we found out there is, what was the name of that fund?
Contingencies.
Contingency fund. And that means any savings we accrue along the way, that gets tracked in the contingency fund. And this is a very transparent process. We'll know exactly what they're paying, who's getting what, and even JDK, the management firm, what they're receiving.
Yeah, cause they showed what, somebody got so many percent, somebody else, town, so much per.
Yeah, so
percent.
we get
Yeah.
60%,
Yeah.
70%, and then JDK gets 15%, and our Yoder will get 15% of that contingency fund. So everything pushes them to keep that cost below that guaranteed maximum price.
And if we accept them, we get 5,000 of that 10 back,
Yeah, that's correct.
goes towards the
Right.
field.
Now, if we use this for one project, that doesn't mean that we're going to use them. We have to use them
Nope.
for every project down the
Oh,
road.
no.
I mean, there's no contractual, yeah, we're
No,
gonna
this is
use
just for
you.
this project.
Okay,
So the
okay.
beauty of it though is if we like this process and the longer I'm in it, the more I'm liking it. And I understand why some of the larger municipalities have really gone this way. But we could do this for any project, whether it be streets or buildings. We can do it for streets. And-
Really? So how does it,
That's weird.
who owns the street then when they build it? They do, and then we take it over?
For
48 hours.
For 48 hours, yeah.
So
They actually
they own
control
a
it.
town street.
For 48 hours.
Yeah, or some
Then
minimal
that's the
time.
Transfer,
Yeah, minimal
Okay.
time.
at least on the building.
Or else
I
they'll
don't
keep
know.
it, they make it a toll road. I don't know. That'd be-
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll toll Kathy Street. That'd be.
So question on the process, the guaranteed maximum expenditure. Do we get that from both of the,
No, this comes from JVK. He's the developer. He's the one that's fronting the money for this.
Right.
And he has partnered with our Yoder. So JVK guarantees quality, the guarantee for the project, and risk lies with him.
okay, so what if, who's the other one? JDK and who's the other?
Our Yoder's.
No, the other-
Mid-states.
Mid-states.
States.
So do we get not to exceed prices from both of them or just,
We just decided to go forward with one.
okay, what if Mid-States was lower?
You won't know that. Yeah.
So we can't
Both of
ask,
them gave us a ballpark.
Yeah, they both gave us sort
And
of
they
a
were right.
ballpark, but it's gotta be very general until we get into it, so. Mid-States is not familiar with this process. They're trying to morph a design build into this, so they're going to give us a price. Any savings they get during the process, they keep.
well, because if I recall correctly, our Yoder wasn't familiar with this process either. They wanted to get into it. So is that why they're using,
JVK is
JVK.
familiar.
Yeah.
okay,
And actually, Mid-States is acting as both the developer and the contractor. So
Okay.
they are in a sense, they're using the design build process to move it into the BOT, and it's not a perfect fit.
okay.
So what is the
JBK
difference,
Oops, I'm sorry.
what is the difference in cost to us, say for a street? That we hire Niblock to do the street or hire these people? To
Well,
design
the
it?
difference
I mean,
is
what's-
that we control the contractor. We make the decision of the contractor based on the qualifications. So we're not, if we open this up for public bid, the low bid gets, then we use that contract.
And that by Indiana code, we're required to use the low bid,
Right,
not necessarily the most qualified.
right. And BOT allows us to do both manage the price, the value, and the contractor.
And we can tell them, like for a street, which construction company we want to lay the street.
Somewhat.
Well, we would suggest which one we prefer to go with, but yeah.
Okay,
And JBK, that's
can
what
try
he
it.
does as the developer. He goes, he'll, I think he used an electrician as an example, the guy said, well, yeah, I could do that. And he goes and looks at, well, the last thing the guy did was a chicken coop, he's never done a big building.
Yeah.
So he goes with somebody maybe a little more expensive, but yet knows can do the
Qualified.
job. Yes, get you a quality
So
job.
you're getting a qualified contractor, not the lowest contractor.
Right.
So basically, they're a project management firm.
Yeah, well, that's his role in this.
JBK.
Project manager,
Yeah.
but he's also financing the project, so he carries this
And
for,
he's an attorney.
and he's also an attorney, which
That's scary.
we told him some of our best friends were attorneys.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
sure, Alex. I mean, I'm all for giving them a try.
I think it's a great project. for
Especially
him
on
to
this
try
project, yeah, on this project, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Let's see where the cost comes out and like I said, we get to January and if that guaranteed maximum price is over what we budgeted, or we think we're not getting the value, then we walk away and we've spent 10,000 and we still have the prints, we can do a bid. We can bid that project out.
Another thing we liked as a committee, is we felt like we would be more involved with this proposal than versus the other weekly meetings, seeing what's being spent, have access to all of that. So that was another benefit we felt.
I like the transparency of this, that,
Well, and I think for the committee, our whole thing was the way they presented it and the more bang for our buck.
seemed like,
that-
yeah.
Like I said, if they could save $1 here, we got part of that dollar.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, okay, well, we just made an extra $1.
Okay, so that's the update.
Okay.
We'll keep moving forward and be back in January, hopefully with price and ready to sign.
Okay.
Right now, some updates, a few pictures to show, and yesterday, I think it was, we started filling one of the SBR units. This is to do a test run. I think the next picture, well, that shows the water running in. The next picture is just a different perspective. I didn't ask where they're getting the water from. We talked about pumping the water from, that just before it goes in the river, instead of taking it to the river, pump it here first. And see how clean that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what they did. This is just to do a run through the pumps and that first SBR unit. They called it a leak test, so I hope they were just thinking the pipes might leak somewhere. I hope that doesn't leak.
Well, concrete.
I was gonna say, that's a whole lot of concrete.
Holy cow. So you can see some of the guardrails or some of the, railing is up around the tanks and, we're gearing up to, about mid-December yet, I think. Did they mention the update meeting today? Is it still mid-December for starting
SBR?
to use one of the SBRs?
I have a report that it's in the, it's upcoming,
Okay,
Jim said once that's filled, it'll be 300,000 gallons of water.
303,000 I learned today. I like really free.
so obviously we didn't want to use town water because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Shouldn't say that, but we can use that leftover water coming out and run it through and so. The next picture is the new basketball court, which did the final pour yesterday and you can see we're doing the expansion cuts in there. That probably happened today out there.
Okay.
So that's it for reports. Next up, we have,
There's the
What?
progress,
what's that?
sorry, there's the progress.
Oh, there's a progress report. I see. Okay. And that's all on the,
Wait for it.
the
On the lift
SPR
station.
units. There might be some lift station updates on the next page maybe, but
Okay.
anyways, moving on, the next
Yeah, one.
change orders and the other items are all related to the wastewater plant. First up, I have change order number 5 for you to approve. This was simply a change in time, adding 16 days. There's no change in costs. This was for the lift station in Condon Park. We extended that time so we could work on the lift station at the same time NIPSCO worked on the south side of the bridge.
So is there a motion to approve change order number 5?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Greg. Open for discussion. No further discussion. We'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke.
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we are substantially complete with all the lift station work at lift station 1, 3, 8, and 10. So I'd ask you to approve. The engineers have reviewed this, and they are recommending that we approve the substantial completion form signing. I'd rather approve than sign.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve substantial completion forms LS 1, 3, 8, and 10?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Greg,
Second.
second by Dean. Open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Dougie Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
Okay, next up, we have disbursement, SRF disbursement number 39, that'll go into Commonwealth Engineering for their services, and disbursement number 40, which is pay app number 16 to Crosby. You have the details and the numbers that are benefited. So ask for approval of both of those SRF disbursements, 39 and 40.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve pay app number 16, SRF disbursement number 40?
I make a motion.
Okay, motion by Dean. I'll
I'll
second that. Motion by Dean, second by Jeff. Open for discussion. No further discussion. We'll take a vote. Dougie Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke.
I was gonna ask a question. Yes.
Ask a question. You can ask a question.
Oh, wow, you right past me.
No, I didn't. We're in discussion. Ask your question.
I'll beat you guys up one day.
I know you will.
Okay. It says beginning balance 28,265, well, actually 28 million. I believe.
What do you want? Which one?
I'm on SRF disbursement request form. Right there.
What page you on?
I don't know.
So
I'm on the
you're-
first page of the item attachment 001. But then at the bottom, it's talking about 30-some thousand or wait a minute.
34,996.
That's it. So which one are we approving?
you're
The
approving.
beginning balance of the funding?
The 34,900 and 34,996. That's the payment.
Okay,
Yes, yeah, to Commonwealth Engineering.
okay. Thank you.
And your vote?
Sure, yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
They've done the work, so I hope we pay them.
Yeah.
I just want to know how much.
Yeah.
That's,
Just the final thing I'd say in my section here, Kathy had asked about St. Joe Street. The final day on the contract for completion of that street is tomorrow. And I would guess it's close to being all the barricades coming down. I think most people are ignoring them anyways, driving on the street, but
Does that fix the one there at Charles Street too, whatever that is, that circle right in the middle of the road?
yeah, they've had that covered with insulated blankets for a couple days. I'm thinking they put cement there, which is fine. But I didn't go over and uncover it. Take a look.
a really dark hole.
It's uncovered tonight when I drove by.
Okay, is it cement? They put cement.
Don't be here all again.
How are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. I swear to miss it.
We can fix it tomorrow. We still have one day.
Okay, well, as I've been saying in my weekly updates, it's mostly open. Bill, any other questions?
Which corner is that?
St. Joe Street,
Yeah, but which corner did you say had the blanket thing on it?
right at Charles.
Charles.
Next to
Charles and St.
Rosemary's
Joe.
place.
Oh, at Rosemary's, okay.
Yeah.
Rosemary's not on Charles.
No,
St. Joe Street.
St. Joe Street, south, that street,
That,
south.
okay, gotcha.
Mike,
Nah.
do
Down by the Moser house.
you know, there's some white lines for stops there at the intersection?
They're supposed to paint them black.
Okay, I saw that and didn't know signs were going up.
No, we're not making four-way stops there. I don't know why they painted stop bars where there are no stop signs, but maybe it's instead of speed bumps, come up and you slow down.
you're not sure, you just kind of halfway pull out.
Are you gonna put your construction hat on and go out there and make sure everything's done tomorrow?
Yeah, again, I've been out there every week, walking it, checking and driving. So yeah, the white lines are supposed to be painted black. That was their solution.
Okay.
There's a story behind how that happened, which, yeah, we'll just move on.
Yeah,
Please.
we don't wanna talk about that one. Okay, anything else, Mike?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, anybody have anything for Mike tonight? Okay, Kathy, what do you have for us tonight?
We are preparing for year end, and in doing so, Susan, we will look at all the appropriations and where we are budget wise. And we are overextended a little bit in these 6 categories. Based on either, well, going down the line for the first line item from Cume Cap, that's the balance of the town hall signs. They were more expensive than we anticipated when we didn't budget for them to begin with.
Right.
So we're overextended there.
Okay.
Need to pull 25,000 out of Cume Cap. Hydrant rental, we had budgeted for that, but we did not take into consideration the rate changes. So this is the difference that will cover that.
Okay.
The police department insurance, just higher than what was expected. Fuel, we have more officers, so we did not budget accordingly based on all the drive time and mileage that they have going on. For the insurance deductibles, they're just higher than what was budgeted for. And then the last one, we had a new officer that was not included when we did the budget for this year. So that total is $206,540. I am looking for a motion to publish this and advance to second reading.
I make the motion, we publish the taxpayers, notice to taxpayers of additional appropriations from Fund Cume Cap. Correct?
Just additional appropriation.
Just additional
to add
Just additional
listed.
appropriation,
We
okay.
have several funds. Okay. And you would motion to advance that second reading?
Mhm.
Okay.
That can be all in one.
Okay,
And advance it to second reading. I'll
Okay.
amend my motion.
okay. Motion by Kathy. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Doug. Open for discussion. No further discussion. We'll take a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries.
That's all that I have tonight, council. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Question for you. Where are we in fund reports?
I finished July and August today, and we'll be working on September, October, so you should have a full updated one hopefully by next meeting.
Okay. Because that'd be good to see year end, so we can see where we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anybody have anything for Kathy?
Nope.
Okay. Steve, what do you have for us tonight?
2 things. One, monthly report for October. And hope I didn't do this last time because I think I was thinking about it. So if it's redundant, please excuse me. But I pulled the stats from October 24 to compare to October 25, just kind of give you an idea of where we're at. What I'd really like to do at the beginning of the year is maybe pull back a couple of years when I send it out so you can kind of see how we progress.
Okay.
So this is our stats for October 25. We had 85 citations. In 24, we had 67 at this time in October. Warnings this year, 142, last year, 26. Calls taken, 729. Last year was 524. We impounded 15 vehicles. Last year was 6. Miles driven, October, 19,963. Year before this time was 13,335. Cases, we took 53 cases in October. Year before was 57. Just cases broken down a little bit. I didn't really talk about the prior year, but we had 3 warrants, 1 invasion of privacy, 5 possession of marijuana, 5 operating while intoxicated, 1 child needed services, 2 driving while license suspended prior, 4 never receiving a license. We worked for, accidents. Couple possession of methamphetamine, possession of controlled substance, found property, 4 theft, 1 runaway, 1 habitual traffic violator, 1 domestic battery, and 1 illegal consumption of alcoholic beverage. We had 29.25 hours of overtime. This last month, I don't have it for the prior year, so.
Okay, no worries.
Code enforcement for ordinance officer. He had 18 warnings for signs and devices, 13 for illegal parking, 1 nuisance issue, 2 others. These were generated, 32 of them were generated by the code enforcement officer, and 2 came in from citizen complaints. That is the month of October.
Okay.
So what is signs and devices exactly?
Like you see the signs that stuck in the ground, like.
Like
what you
garage
stress
sale
on
or
the
something?
garage Or,
Oh,
yeah, we
Lazy
have,
boy furniture.
yeah,
Yeah.
lazy boy sale, or whatever, you see them, they just stick, these people are getting paid by whatever, some advertising agency.
Some marketing company.
Yeah, they just stick them wherever they can,
Okay.
so they're not allowed to do that, see some of them posted on utility poles. So our ordinance officer's been, when he finds out who is actually doing the business behind it, he's writing warnings to them.
ooh,
Any questions on their statistics?
I was gonna ask. Oh, no, not really a question, but more of a statement. I was patrolling going on Division North River Road.
It's, yeah, we're hitting it pretty hard, they're stopping like cars, I hope somebody notices, but
Okay,
they've been up there quite a bit.
thank you. Yeah, are we, I don't wanna target any one group, but how are the big trucks doing coming through there? Are they slowing down?
You know, just my personal experience, I can't talk for the other officers, but it's not really, when I'm up there, it's not really the big trucks. It's almost like the regular work hours, there's heavy traffic, and usually when there's heavy traffic, the speed's not too bad. It's the stragglers that are late for work or whatever that are really, we're hitting some pretty good speeds going through there, so.
So
we've been-
5 minutes before the hour, people are flying through
Yeah,
there.
and it's like, it's not just
Yeah.
inherent to North River Road, but that's kind of where we have a lot of the
Yeah.
problems.
15's an issue with that.
Yeah, so I think with the visibility and of what's out there working traffic, and even if we don't have somebody pulled over, they're seeing us there, so.
Good.
Hopefully
you.
that mitigates some problems.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on that, and I know there's been a lot of complaints,
Yeah,
so,
we're
thank
just- Traffic's just kind of bad all over right now.
yeah. Well, you take those barricades down, we finally get the streets open, now people can hit Indy 500 speeds
Yeah.
again.
They think.
Yeah, they think.
Then the only other thing I had is, I just wanted to give you some information on the vehicle purchase for next year. I got 3 bids for, 1 replacement, the Ford SUV police interceptor. Last couple of years, we've purchased from Rochester, they ended up coming in at the lowest bid. I also got one from EV Ford and then City Ford where we had purchased before. Rochester, I would recommend going with that one. EV's actually looks on paper, that's just about $1,000 cheaper, but it didn't include all the equipment. And I'm finding, I don't understand when I'm asking for 4 vehicles from 4 dealers, here's what I want. They all come with different formats, like it's so hard to decipher, it's like comparing apples to hairbrushes. So, but I would recommend Rochester. This is the vehicle for next year, so, but we have to order it now or we're gonna be missing out on the order.
Yeah.
We won't pay for it until next year, and that's budgeted already.
Do we need a motion to go ahead and order it? I don't think so. Do we, Alex?
No.
No.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about vehicles. Steve, I know you and I talked a little bit about the livelihood of our fleet. I don't want to spend more money than we need to, but Do we need more than one?
It would help because we were kind of behind the eight ball as far as keeping a good fleet timing. So this last year, Mike helped us to purchase an additional one that we weren't really budgeted for. We had two budgeted and then so we're trying to replace the Impalas and whatever, and I'm hoping next council meeting have a report where here's our entire fleet, here's the mileage on that fleet. This would help, but it's gonna need to be in order to maintain the fleet, with 11 officers, we're gonna have to, look at probably 2 or 3 every year because I know cars drive farther, but once the squad started hitting 100,000 miles, they're starting to cost us a lot of money in repairs and
Yeah.
it almost makes no sense.
I'd rather spend more money on a new vehicle than on repairs, because you're just gonna you're chasing repairs at that point.
Yeah, we had a couple, I found that out when I took over that a couple of the older vehicles, we had almost as much money in repairs as we did what we paid for new. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, cause
Yeah, I think it would make sense to get on a
Yeah.
rotation. That vehicles are in the fleet for 3 years, 5 years, 7, whatever it is, whatever a rotation would be, because there's gotta be a depreciation on those as well.
So how old is the oldest one we've got? I know it's pretty old.
we've got one in service right now. We try to use it as a pool car and we seem to use it quite a bit because a lot of guys are, getting oil changes or we've had an accident, they're down. I think the oldest one we're at, what I would call in service is a 2014 and it has 140 something thousand miles on it. So that really needs to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, miles or what's the actual hours?
Yeah,
Probably
what's
like
it worth?
500,000.
Yeah.
The bigger issue is the actual engine idle time, and I have researched if the guy that does our car repairs, he said that, it's almost like 30 miles per every hour. So you add that to what the actual mileage is. So we had one car that if you did that, it almost had 600,000 miles on it. That's the one we were putting all the kind of money into.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm working on trying to get it, so, you guys have information, help me, get a good plan for this fleet.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's look
Yeah,
at
2
Sounds good to me.
vehicles budgeted for next year.
2 for next year.
I
Okay.
seem to recall that amount.
Okay.
I'm glad
Well,
I came to that.
well, depends, you can get 3. You can
Learned
get,
something new, didn't you?
what do you think this vehicle's gonna cost? 45 or something?
This one, the quote from Rochester without the equipment, it's a police package,
Mhm.
but without the emergency equipment, which is about, don't quote me on this, I didn't look, I think it was about 8,000, 9,000. So about right. The cost of the car is 48,815.
That's actually less than a couple of years ago we bought one.
Yeah,
That
we
was
were at about 51.
Yeah.
52,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, they've come down a little bit.
Are any of those the Pursuit hybrids like Goshen went with, or?
Yeah, well, no, they're not the hybrid, whatever, they're the EcoBoost 6-cylinder turbo. But we've had pretty good luck, we've had several in service and not any issues, but
And that's the bigger, the 2 EcoBoost, right?
yeah, it's a 3.6, I think.
3.6, yeah, because there's a 2.5 and a 3.6.
Yeah, I think they have a little more problems with 2.5. Now, what Dean brought up, the hybrid engine, it's kind of electric, it's not a plug-in electric, but it's electric gas.
Yeah.
Goshen's had a few of them. Their first ones a couple years ago, they were having trouble with, but it actually is a solution to some of the idle time because it actually shuts itself off and keeps powered up. Then it'll turn it, if it's sitting at station, it'll turn itself on and off as it needs to.
Okay.
The issue with that is I think the engine is almost $2,000 more than what what we're purchasing now, but.
They just purchased 5 last Thursday night for 250,000.
Okay, so they're just.
Or in that neighborhood was the bid.
Yeah. So that may be something we want to look at.
You got 85,000 in your budget next year, so you can only buy 3/4 of the next one.
Yeah, I got it.
Without the doors on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 2008 with 80,000 miles on it. You could use that one.
I do recall we talked about 2 vehicles, so I'm not sure how we came up with the 85, but
Okay,
Um,
well,
yeah, we'll do the plan is to buy 2.
Mike has been really good about helping us with that, so
Okay.
he's.
Good.
And he's helping,
Okay. Thank you,
that's
Steve.
all I have.
Any questions for Steve?
Nope.
If not, thank you for all that you and your officer do, and I pray that you guys stay safe out there.
Definitely.
Nick, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, not a whole lot. 112 calls in October, 431 responses. Still short one full-time EMT firefighter. Happy to report that we did have all our fire pumps tested. They passed and recertified for the year. Hoping to have all our PMs completed by the end of the year. We did have an ambulance get rear-ended while at the stoplight. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. Did sustain some minor damage. But it's still usable while we're waiting on further repairs. Still collecting toys from Tots. Our campaign for that, had our fishing tournament. Raised about almost $3,000 for that, which is a really good job. Lieutenant Robertson and Jen, our administrative assistant over there, they put that stuff together with Tackle Shack and Forest River Fishing Group. They do a really good job for us. Appreciate all their help. Want to thank Joe for putting on the truck retreat. Had a good time doing that. It was a good time down there. And looking forward to the Christmas tree lighting. Appreciate the town's help in putting the lights on the tree. We were able to get some more lights on this year. I think it looks pretty good.
Hey, they keep growing every year.
Yeah.
That's good.
They shoved them in places where I don't know how they did it. We're excited. They sent me a video of it that night and it was pretty impressive. I'm excited. So,
Cool.
thank you for the support. Appreciate all that you do for us and see you next one.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any questions for Nick?
Nope.
Guess my question I would have is, how do you rear-end an ambulance?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, really?
The officers of BPD took care of that for us.
Okay.
We really.
Let's see. What kind of excuse do you have? I didn't see it. The big red box in front of
They were
you?
not going like your sirens to a call, they were just going nice and easy, just to pick up one of our preferred customers and. So we were just going nice and easy and stop right, next thing you know, wham!
Ponderosa 120.
Pearl and Missoula, yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
When they dispatched, I heard them say Pearl.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for all you do. Appreciate all your staff, and we also pray that you stay safe out there as well. Okay. Park Board, Miss Linda, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, we started off our meeting, but Kathy Antonelli came as a visitor. And she presented to us her ideas on landscaping for Hermance and, Condon Park. And for Hermance, she's thinking about, kind of a color and visual interest added to the pavilion area. And, then for Condon Park, she's thinking about around the deck and the step areas there where we could put perennials and just to cause some things to prevent erosion there. So there'll be lots more planning coming in the months ahead on that. But they were very good suggestions and pictures that she had gone through, and so we were really happy that she had done that for us. Looking forward to moving ahead on maybe beautifying our parks a little bit more. Okay.
Good.
For staff reports, Jill handed out the flyer for the Bristol annual tree lighting, which is on Friday, December 5th, like Nick said, at the fire station. At 6 p.m., activities will be cookies and hot cocoa, letters to Santa, chatting with your neighbors. And after Santa arrives at 6:30, there will be photo opportunities for with Santa and more fellowship in the hall. So, and that event is sponsored by the Bristol Fire Department and Bristol Parks. Mike Roth gave us a summary of the community garden for the year. And we delivered 650 to 700 pounds of produce to the community pantry. And the final delivery was on November 5th. His goal will be to be planting earlier, so that will extend the harvest season a little bit. And the 2026 Seed to Feed Community Church Service funding is kind of uncertain for next year. So we're gonna need lots more volunteers to help with the costs of mulch and soil. And any of you gardeners that would like to start seeds ahead of time, those plants would certainly be appreciated. And so we'll be getting out more information on that so that we can get the community a little bit better involved in it. And also another thing that the community garden provides, and there's 3 to 4 classes at the library that's put on by Marianne Martin, who is a master gardener, and Michael Roth, and they cover several different topics. The last one was seed collecting. So they are doing other things than just doing the community garden. I wanted to say about that Christmas tree lighting, that last year, I just went over by the parking lot by Harding's, and it was a really windy night. You ought to watch that tree rock and roll with its lights on. And no, I'm really serious. It is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. So go over on a windy night. And I know it sounds silly.
And
I
park,
mean, but it really, really, really is something. It's something. And
Park-
it'll give you
we're
peace
supposed to
at
park
Christmas time.
upwind.
Peace at Christmas time. Okay. Okay, Joe proposed a self-guided walking tour for an event. It's a walk-run event for Thanksgiving Day, and it's called a Thanksgiving Turkey Drop. Okay, and we are getting signs, and we're putting them in both Condon and Cummins Park. And I don't know if you all know that 4 times around Condon Park is a mile, and 5 times around Cummings Park, walking path is a mile. So after your turkey dinner, take your family out and walk it.
Oh, yeah, right.
And it's just kind of an activity that we're just suggesting for the park.
Between football and naps.
Yeah, yes, between your football games and naps.
Yeah.
Do a turkey trot.
Oh,
Okay, I think it's a good idea. Tree replacement update, the dead and damaged trees have been removed from Condon Park. And Eric is working with Turkey Creek now regarding the planting of new trees. We don't know the exact schedule yet. It hasn't been confirmed, but we are putting some new trees, and yes, Kathy, they will ask you about that.
okay.
They know better than, they know to ask.
Okay, why? I don't
You're
know.
well known because you wanna know where they're gonna be. The tree person. We've
I know.
quoted that before, haven't we?
No,
Yes, we have.
I'm a tree person.
Yeah, you're the tree person. Okay. Basketball court, Mike showed you a picture of, we finally have gotten it poured, so.
Yep.
The actual painting will be postponed until spring 26. Let's see, there's more. It was a long meeting, you guys. We are finding cracks in our pickleball court. And so Eric is working to find the proper materials and the proper method to fill these cracks. And he's working with Mark George, Debbie and Mark George, quite a bit about pickballs and courts and what was going on and that type of thing.
When did we get that paved? I mean,
It
we-
was.
it wasn't that long
They're
ago.
also looking into Jill we're looking into see.
Those are brand new. They tore the old one out. and put
I
all
know,
brand new
I
in.
know. It's all,
The warrant, you know, on your appliances that it breaks 1 month after the warranty's up?
yeah, I know. That's why I'm wondering how long ago did we put
Oh,
that new?
it's over 5 years, 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, she said 21, that's only 4. Well,
Well,
if it's a
I-
5-year warranty.
Jill said Jill said it must be right.
You know, you pave a road with asphalt and there's cracks in it before 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but you're not driving cars in the pickleball court.
Huh?
You're not
Yeah.
driving cars on the pickleball court.
Yeah, so we checked and there's no warranty, so we'll figure. And
There's
it's not
no
as,
warranty.
it's not as easy to fix a crack in a pickleball court like you'd think. So you can't just use any type of materials.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll figure it out.
Okay, and our trunk or treat, was a really good, event for us. And next year, we are going to try to get more trucks in even yet. And I just wanna say that the girls decorated the park really, really nice, and it really looked very, very nice. And the people that did come to that, the trucks that did come to that, they decorated more this year than they have ever decorated before, and I think it was just an excellent event. Just really, really great. And the road being shut down was a benefit because families could actually just walk right there, you know, right down the road and come to it. So it was safe and nobody was out in traffic or anything, so it was really, really good. Good work, Joe. Cummins Trash Park, the Cummins Trash Service that we have, or trash bins that we have at Cummins Park. Right now, the museum has 2. They have a regular trash bin and they have a, recycle. And we are talking with them to partner so that we end up with and then we have 1, so that's 3 down there. So now we're wanting to partner with them to have just 1. And we would empty that once a week. So, Mike and Jill are still working on that with the museum. So we're kind of waiting for that. A restroom update here, there is a community grant opportunity for 120 to 150,000 potential funding for a restroom facility. And our application has been submitted and we're waiting for a decision.
What park?
Cummins.
Cummins?
Sorry. Jill brought a map for us to look at. Each one of our pickleball courts, each one of our pickleball courts has a small map, like a 3x5 map that's down before you go in to clean your feet off, before you go into our courts. And Jill has been talking with Wildman Services that we use here for our mats and things, and they have come up with mats that will be replaced monthly for a cost of $5.31 each. And we were looking to maybe put our logo on it, but that's a little more expensive, so we kind of canned that idea. But so we'll be going to that service, I think. We haven't voted on it yet, but Jill was gonna come back with some more information. Okay, we received $7,700 from an endowment fund that a local Bristol resident has given us, and that will continue every year. And we're putting that on our donation fund and we'll use it for sure.
Good.
And Jill did send out thank you letters that all the park board signed. So we're thankful for that. And Andrew's term has ended on December 31st of 2025. And due to his family commitments, he has declined for a reappointment. So we have opened up applications for a new park board
number. Okay. And those letter of intents are to be here by November 28th. And then we will review those and decide who we would like to bring to you folks in December for appointment.
Okay,
So how does someone apply to be on?
Letter of intent to the town hall.
Okay,
Has to be here by the 28th.
anything else, Linda?
Questions from anybody?
Any questions for Linda?
No.
Okay, yeah, nothing else. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate the update. Alex, do you have anything for us tonight? Absolutely. I hope everything is going well. Good. Good. Oh, glad to hear that. All right. Anybody have questions for Alex?
Nope.
Okay. If not, next item on the agenda, privilege of the floor. Otherwise known as public comment. If there's anybody in the room who'd like to make public comment, please step up to the microphone. You have 3 minutes to ask questions, make statements, state your name and your address for us, please. So the microphone is open. Anybody has a comment tonight? Okay. Seeing none, we will close the public comment section. Town council discussion items. Doug, anything tonight?
Nothing other than to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Dean, anything?
No, nothing, and reiterate what Doug said, everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Kathy?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to tell our street department that I really appreciate the fact that they were very timely in picking up leaves this year. You know, we never knew in previous years when they were gonna pick it up, what day of the week or whatever. This year, it was Monday, and then it was the next Monday, which is a perfect day because people, you know, on the weekends. And my whole backyard was covered, I mean, but they did it very timely. And, you know, we knew that if we did it on the weekend, that second weekend, that they'd pick it up the next Monday, we hoped. And they did. So I want you to it was very well done this year.
I'll let them know.
Thank you.
When I tell them, I hope they finally get ours out here. Back.
But,
Did
but,
they get it today?
but they're
Okay.
thinking of the residents.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. They, it's kind of a, what was that staff meeting Tuesday? They said they had a day where they did 3.5 loads. I
Oh,
guess.
my, the
Which-
leaves I had would have been a whole load.
Yeah, I know. Well, I still, that doesn't sound like very much. What'd you do the rest of the day? And then Dean informed me that was like a record day
Yeah.
for that size that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll let 'em-
Anything else, Kathy?
Nope.
Okay. Greg, anything?
Just thank the police department again. I mean, as soon as the bridge opened up, the amount of patrols and cars I'm seeing go through, police cars going through north of town, it's just great. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just reiterate what Doug and Dean said. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you.
And hope everybody has a good holiday and stay safe. And again, thank you for police department, fire department, street department, all that you guys do for our town. We appreciate it. Water and sewer as well. So. Nothing else. Our next meeting will be December 4th is our first council meeting. December 16th will be our next work session. And then our last council meeting, hopefully for the year. Will be on December 18th. At that time, one item on the agenda already will be the Bristol Commons residential redevelopment, development rezoning. So I know that there are some folks here tonight that we're probably here to talk about that, but that rezoning will happen on December the 18th. So
I believe we have an RGC meeting December 4th.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes, following the council meeting.
okay,
Well, because we were supposed,
We
Wanted
posted
one
tonight, but we didn't have
couldn't.
publication.
Oh, that's right, because of the advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do that after our council.
So it's
meeting.
after?
Yeah.
The RDC will be after the meeting?
Okay. If nothing else, there a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Motion by Kathy,
Second.
second by Dean, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
That's really.
Thank you, Alex. I had my rocket lawyer on right up the side here. Jump in.
Charlotte Road.
Shore, 14 Shore Manor. I'll write you an email tomorrow. on that. See you tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.
I don't know. Big.
Well, the normal size, they size like the regular average.
Yeah.
But this batch was medium. Some of them turn out miniature. I was gonna say, was just right for me.